Hi everyone, it's Christy from Christy Beautiful Life, and I'm here with another process video. This time it's a layout about my little guy, and there's also a picture of me holding him, and this is the day he was born, and it's just a layout about becoming his mom, and how I kind of just write a little letter to him saying how having him in our lives is the best thing that's ever happened to either myself or his daddy, and how we may not always make the right decisions because as parents you can't always do the right thing, but no matter what, everything we do is because we love him and we're trying to do the best we can for him. So what you're seeing is just me matting the photo of Jackson on some gray pattern paper. It's the B side of the pattern paper. Obviously that's just cardstock looking. But the picture I found was getting lost on the teal and white doily background paper. So I thought by matting it, it would look well. And then I was trying to mat the photo of myself holding Jackson as well, and I just wasn't finding what I wanted. So I moved on and found this strip of yellow that I really liked, and I just wanted a little hint of it, so I just kind of offset it on my trimmer when I went to cut it, so it kind of did that triangle thing. And you're seeing me now cutting this piece of pink, and I love it, and I cut it out and put it right underneath the yellow, and you're gonna see me start to cut it and then it's magically all done. And I know pink isn't really a great choice for boy, but it was the color I really liked, and the little hints that I add, it is a little girlish, but I don't think it's so overwhelming that when you look at it you're like, oh, this is a page about a girl, because obviously Jackson is not a girl. And now you're just gonna see me start to find this is where I'm putting my journaling, and I love the teal and the little bit of pink. It kind of was exactly what I wanted. So you're gonna see me zoom in and do all of my writing about my feelings and everything, and I'm gonna cut this so you don't see it all because it takes me a little while, and then it's all magically done. So with my journaling all done, I just roller date stamped a little bit with the date, and it just says January 19th, 2014, which is the day he was born. And then you're seeing me just ink around the edges of the pattern paper, and I'm just using, it's called Basic Gray, and it's just by Stampin' Up, it's just the stamping spot. And I do everything except, of course, I do the edges of the pink, but I don't go ahead and do the rounding part because it takes forever and you're not guaranteed it's going to look that great, so I didn't even bother to do that one. And you do see that I finally have backed that picture of myself, and what I chose to use was some vellum, and it's just black and white, well, vellum, so it's black and then the clear vellum. And I really liked that. It added a little bit more definition to and it brings your eye down there with the striped, and I really like that. And I'm just playing to see what I like, and I like how that's looking, so I'm going to start gluing down just the base layer. And I don't know that I even adhere it completely to the actual bottom page. It's just trying to get these layers together because I know it needs to go together. So you're just seeing me go through that, kind of play around. I think the next thing I work on is my title, and that's why I'm getting these down, because I'm still not exactly sure where I want my title to be, if I'm going to break it up, what I'm going to do. So I'm just kind of playing around, but before I do that, I decided I should get this glued down. I like the way it looks up there, and so I'm just going to keep it up there and not do much to mess around with it, because why do you want to mess with a good thing, right? So I'm just trying to get that all lined up and do what I need it to do. So now what you're seeing me doing is I'm going to start working on my title work. And the first thing I decide to use is these really pretty gray letters. They're foam letter stickers, and I love them because they're tall and skinny. So I can spell out becoming, which is the first word in my title, and it fits perfectly because becoming, I mean, it's not the longest word in the world, but it's a long word, so it needed to have the space, and I was able to fit it right where I wanted it to be, so that made me really happy. I then spelled the last word in the title, which is Momma, and I titled that, and I used these really pretty teal letter stickers that they're flat, they have no dimension, they're not thickers or anything like that, they're just stickers. And I have that, so I now Now I now know those are the two for sure, and I'm just kind of playing where I think they should go, and they kind of just fit in those two spots. I do play a little bit with the Momma, but it does go right back to where it is, and I know you can't see it, but I just moved up the page right there, so now you can see. And so Momma goes right smack dab in the middle at the bottom, and Becoming just goes right above Jackson's cute little face. And then, of course, the title is Becoming Your Momma, so I need to add the your. And I used that with these little tiny stickers, and when I go to peel them off, the adhesive part comes off, and so I have to use my glue dots to help me title it. And I decided to help make them stick out so you can see them, I just add this cork banner, and I think it's the perfect little touch, and it adds a little bit of dimension down there at the bottom for that title work. So Becoming Your Momma is the title, and I am very happy with that. And you're now seeing me just kind of stick a little bit of this pretty washi tape just in little areas. I was going to do a big long piece across that whole way, but I decided I didn't like that, so I'm just doing it in little bits and pieces, and that's what you're seeing me do right now. Okay, so now that I have my title all done, you're just seeing me add a brad kind of there just to add a little something. I thought that it needed just a little bit more there, so I just added this really cute brad, nothing exciting, just something to be there. And you're just seeing my little trick that I learned watching other people's YouTube videos about just making sure there's washi on the back of it so it doesn't go anywhere. And now on to the embellishments. So just a little Love You Always sticker with a little heart. And I really love the way that that looked right there. It just kind of helped complete that little section. So that was the perfect fit. And I'm grabbing another cork just to see what I can use, but I don't actually end up using it. It didn't fit like I wanted it to, but it's always worth trying. You never know until you try. And I'm sorry I'm off screen. Once again, I'm still working on my recording, like how to film, and so I'm never sure if I'm where I need to be or not. So here you're seeing me, once again, trying to just add a little bit extra stuff here. I'm debating between using the deer head and the love on the spool of thread. And I do end up picking the love one, just the colors fit better. And what I was trying to do is just kind of hide that little sharp edge, because it wasn't the good edge. I kind of cut it crooked, so I just wanted to hide that. So you're just seeing me go back and forth because I have no idea which one I want to do, but I do in the end decide to go with the love. I then find this awesome frame and frame the picture of me holding Jackson, and I played with two of them, but I decided to pick the pink one because I thought it just worked better. Once again, I'm showing you those little hints of pink, nothing going crazy, but it's just kind of subtle. But I still don't think it makes you look at the page and say, this absolutely has to be a girl. So that's why I decided to add it. And you're seeing me do a few other things. I had added a couple photo corners. I added one right above the on the black and white vellum. I added it there, and then I also added it in the bottom corner, and I know you can't see it right now, but it is there. And so after the one frame, I decided it needed another frame, so I'm adding this really cool gold frame to kind of highlight the love, and then I also picked the gray and white striped piece of a frame to kind of coordinate with the backing of the vellum I used on that picture. And together I think that it helps with the working of threes, so there's now 3 frames on my picture. So now what you're seeing here is I have everything in a huge pile, and I had collected everything and put it in a huge pile because I had it all thought out, but I need to glue it all down. And a lot of times I find it works best if I just do a clean slate. Remember, sometimes I take a picture so I remember what it looks like, but I like to just put things down and then try and put them back where I think they go. And if I don't like it, I then refer back to the picture so it's placed where it needs to go. But I find that sometimes when I do it that way, I end up getting it put in a better spot than I originally had thought to put it. And I loved adding that little heart wood veneer geotag at the very top by my journaling, just kind of to bring your eye to the journaling, which is the main focus of this layout, of course. And then you see that I added a little tiny tab, and it was just like part of a cut apart sheet that I've had for a long time, and I've been saving that piece because it was so special. I kept not wanting to use it, but it looked so good underneath that little spool that I decided it was the perfect place to use it. So I'm happy to get that used up. And so I have that really sparkly gold frame, and you're seeing me add a star there as well, just for another little bit of something there. But so you see that sparkly gold frame. Sorry, Jackson, my son's playing if you heard that noise. I decided it needs more than just that one little thing. So I decided to do it by adding J, which stands for Jackson, in gold as well. So at least I now have gold in one other spot. And I'm playing around and I'm thinking where to go. And I think in the end I actually move it up top in an embellishment cluster up there. You also see me add this awesome little dog paperclip that I've had also for a really long time. So I was happy to get that used up. Like I said, the goal for 2015 is to use my supplies, and so I did that. I then decide to have that one last little hint of gray to cover up that piece that I have up there with the doily. It just happened to fit perfectly, and then you're going to see me put the J up there as well. And then I have that little tiny piece left over, and I know it needs to go somewhere. Like, you don't want to just throw that little piece away. So I just chose to put it just on the side of the journaling, and it just kind of helps bring everything together. So I guess technically there's 4 pieces of gray, but there's 3 pieces of the doily, so I still let that count. And here you see me mess up. I put the date again and then thought, oh, I don't like that. It doesn't look good. So I do just a really quick fix you're going to see me working on it right here. So I pull out my little embellishment of stuff and I add this banner. And I love that was just once again, just another little hint of something there. And it helps move your eye around the page. And I just loved being able to find that piece and do what I needed it to do. So I'm now just going to add my very final touches. And you're going to see me put out a couple of things, trying to figure out first how to fix that banner. And then the second of all, you're seeing me grab a couple of these they're wood buttons that are brads with a piece of like flare kind of shoved in them, and I love them. And I decided that would be a great thing to add onto that banner, and so I think I picked the one with the little boy, and I'm just showing you how I took it and made it not a brad anymore and just a button. And I had this brad of a little boy, which fit perfectly, of course, with Jackson being a boy, so I just stuck it there and it just works perfectly. And so then I decided you can't just have 2 of those buttons, so I have to add one more. And I kind of play around to decide where I want it to go, but it does go up in the top in the end. And you guys, that's my layout. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.